Hi, thank you so much for choosing to watch this video. Before we get started, I do want to say that this video is to make sure people know that sometimes it is necessary to look more into what's going on in the world. We are not trying to convince you of anything, but we are trying to throw some ideas out there about 9/11. With that being said, we hope you enjoy and please let us know what you think. To start off, we decided to interview a few people and ask them 3 questions. These were their answers.
I was driving home from, at the time I had a cleaning company, and I was driving home from servicing one of our accounts. And I heard that on the radio. The plane had crashed into the Twin Towers.
And it was early in the morning, and a teacher, Miss Stearns, Carol Stearns, she stopped in my room and said, "The Twin Towers are gone."
Memory of that day, I was actually not teaching that day. I had to go to a meeting, and I watched the second plane fly into the tower. They showed that on TV, so that was my clip.
I heard it live as it was happening. So a group of us teachers were meeting in my room that morning, and the news came in with one of those instructors, so then we turned on the TV and the computers and we started listening.
At first, I thought it was just a flight error, maybe a pilot or an accident, an airline accident. And I thought it was a news helicopter or something small. It didn't cross my mind that it was a terrorist.
I mean, I was horrified like everyone else, and it's just, you're just in shock for a long time. And then I remember thinking, Osama bin Laden, he must be such a bad person. He's the one who orchestrated all of this. And I remember feeling like, we have to get rid of him.
It's tragic, and I think it changed the course of history.
Like feeling like something was really wrong, something happening really wrong. Like how could it be possible that the first report that we heard was a plane hitting a building in New York City. So the first.
I like to go with facts. You can't theorize about facts. So I like the facts, and I don't take into account a lot of things.
I would be cautious to accept that, but I also, I wouldn't dismiss it either.
I think Al Qaeda was behind it, and obviously Saddam Hussein was not. We found that out later.
The facts are out there. You can choose to believe them or not, but I believe that the story that was out there is factual and that there is no conspiracy tied to this.
These are conspiracy theories we have found with research made. We do want to disclaim that these are just theories and not facts. They are not meant to hurt anybody.
Now, one of the biggest theories is that it wasn't just planes flying into the buildings, that there was bombs planted as well. But of course the government said, no, it was just the 2 terrorists in the planes. But some people think that Bush and the government actually coordinated it themselves, and that there were bombs placed in the building beforehand because they wanted both buildings to come down. There was an ad in the newspaper in 1968 by a group of realtors where they have 2 tall buildings with a plane about to fly into them. Now the ad was to show, look how big we're gonna make these skyscrapers. Literally a plane could go into them. And that's the picture that they made.
Censorship. I believe that censorship started from the very beginning because when I was telling my story, they told me, cut this out, cut this out.
No longer sweetheart of American broadcasts, William now talks mostly to foreign outlets. The reason? His version of 9/11 differed from the official scenario.
And all of a sudden, we heard an explosion. It was a huge explosion that came from under my feet, meaning that it came from the sub-levels between B2 and B3. And then there was a huge explosion at the top of the building. You could hear the difference from the bottom and all the way through the top. The one from the top, which was actually seconds after, was heard very far away. The one at the basement was pretty loud, and you felt your actual feet moving with the floor.
Now moving on to the cartoons, these are not conspiracies, but these were made before the event, so we did want to include them here in the video.
Ready for another attack.
We are under attack! If anyone is out there listening, get out of town before it gets to you! And I'm out of here!
These are some visual representations of what people saw that day. We thought it might be useful to include in the video.
This just in, you are looking at obviously a very disturbing live shot there. That is the World Trade Center, and we have unconfirmed reports this morning that a plane has crashed into one of the towers of the World Trade Center. The CNN Center right now is just beginning to work on this story, obviously calling our sources and trying to figure out exactly what happened, but clearly something relatively devastating happened in this.
There's another one. I'm taking a look.
Oh! Oh my God! Oh, jeez! Oh my God!
It's an international tourist place. Lots of people. There's another plane coming down. Oh, see? Boom! Oh, man. Wow! Oh, shit! Wow! Do you see this aircraft?
Thank you so much for watching. Our respects go out to the people lost in the event of 9/11. Feel free to give us feedback and ask questions about this topic. We hope you enjoyed.